Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my first Samsung Galaxy S4 review video. Now this video will be a slight departure from my usual content in the sense that it has no actual video on it. What I've decided to do as a unboxing slash photo gallery introduction is just take some pictures of the box and the device and the contents, and I'll just do some commentary over these wonderful pictures that I've taken in a very stylish way. No expense spared and no time spent really. And where else could we start but with the box, which does look very stylish, a nice wood effect. It looks very similar to the desk that I've actually put it on. Could almost be camouflaged into that desk if there was no writing on the box. And the box is also made from 100% recycled paper, which is fantastic, considering probably most of the parts in the Samsung Galaxy S4 have come from all four corners of the globe. Am I being a little bit sarcastic and cynical there? Well, maybe. And if we look at the back of the box, we can see the technical details of the phone. It's a 16GB Samsung Galaxy S4 with LTE. I will not be testing or demonstrating LTE on this phone because I only have a 3G contract, and the reason for this is that in the UK the prices for 4G and LTE are very expensive, and the fair usage on these tariffs is usually as low as 3 or 5GB, which is just stupid because obviously if you had such a fast broadband speed you would want to use it a lot more than just those couple of gigabytes that are offered. CPU is a 1.9GHz quad-core processor. Usually I don't talk about specifications because specifications, when put up against software, is kind of a moot point. I want to see how it runs exactly on the phone, and I'll give you a little bit of a benchmark. I consider the Samsung Galaxy S2 to be still absolutely perfect and fine in terms of running applications, so I would be surprised if I would see a significant increase in performance. It's kind of a similar opinion I have to when I played Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast, and bear with me if this is a bit of a rambling story, but once I played that game a decade ago, I said to myself, I don't need graphics to look any better than this. The power and the 60 frames a second and all that seems absolutely fine. I just want the games to be better, and I kind of feel the same way about this Galaxy S4. I think speed-wise, now in smartphones is taken as a given. They should all work perfectly and run fast as long as you get a premium phone. So we'll see how the Galaxy S4 fares up against some applications. I might not play that many games though, so it may not get pushed to its full potential. What I am interested in is the 5-inch Full HD Super AMOLED display. Now, when I first took ownership of a Galaxy S2, I was blown away by how rich and vibrant the colours are on the screen, and I expect the same thing to come from this phone, but it just be a slightly bigger phone, so I'm looking forward to having more real estate to use on the phone. It has a 13 megapixel camera, which just seems ludicrous on a smartphone these days, and another 2 megapixel front-facing camera. I use the camera a little bit on the phone, and I'll probably do some tests of it in a future video. GPS, well, you'd expect that as a standard. And now the other interesting additional is the IR LED universal remote control. Apparently, you can just tap this up to any television. It doesn't have to be a wireless Wi-Fi one. You can just set up the controls to use it as a remote control on televisions, which will be useful, considering we always lose the remote controls in our house. However, we do have some quite obscure set-top boxes, so we'll see if the Galaxy S4 can read these particular no-brand types of cheap electrical equipment that we have in the house. And finally, it has a 2600 mAh battery. Don't really understand what that means. It's just numbers to me. The test, obviously, is to use the device and see how long the battery lasts. So this is the device itself. Looks fairly similar to the Galaxy S3, a kind of a rounded shaped pebble appearance to it. The one thing I did realise was, wow, this device is actually quite big. I'm not sure if it's going to fit comfortably in my hands. That's something that I will have to test over the next couple of weeks, of course. We'll see how it fares in terms of quickly getting access with the thumb from one icon to the other. Is it going to be able to reach to the top left and bottom right corners of the screen? We'll just have to see. Now, I believe I unpacked everything from the box, so this is the contents. On the left-hand side, we've got a couple of warranty cards and user guides. In the centre, we have the usual micro USB cable, along with a plug. There's some headphones down in the bottom right-hand corner, and then slap bang in the centre is the Galaxy S4 itself. I'm sure that these days there is a definite art form to the way companies package boxes. I'm sure that companies like Apple and Samsung have focus groups and think tanks on the best way to package everything into the smallest size possible and yet make it still look attractive and appealing to the average consumer. So well done, Samsung, and everyone else who plays in the box packaging game. So this is the device out of the box in a typical slanted style photo. As you can see, it's a fairly big beast. There is your power button. Looks very flush to the phone, and I'm just wondering if that's going to be an easy button to press. Another one is the volume rocker on the left hand side, the usual up and down one, and then the home button. That seems smaller than what it is in the Galaxy S2. It's like a longer rectangle shape than the square shape, which seems a bit weird because the button was perfectly fine on the Samsung Galaxy S2, so I'm not sure why they've made it smaller. Now, along the top of the screen, you have a whole plethora of little round sensors and an LED, which is the first time I'll have actually had an LED on a phone, obviously for giving you notifications when the phone is actually off. So I'm looking forward to seeing how useful having LED notifications is. Finally, we can see that the device has a usual 3.5mm jack for your headphones. This is the back side of the Samsung Galaxy S4 with this lattice work, although the back is very plasticky and very flimsy, much like the Galaxy S2. I'm certainly going to get a cover, and I'll cover that in a lot more detail in future videos. This is the phone now on. The display is, as expected, absolutely crisp, beautiful, clean. You can't see any pixels. It has a very high pixels per inch ratio. I think it's 441 off the top of my head, but it looks very poised. And in all these shots, it looks excellent. Is it as easy to use? Well, we're going to find out in all the reviews that I do for the Samsung Galaxy S4 in the near future. So that just about brings an end to the video. It's gone on much longer than I expected it to, but, well, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. If you've got any comments, please do leave them below, and I'll see you in future Samsung Galaxy S reviews very soon. Thanks for watching, guys.